The sailfish is the fastest fish in the ocean, with a top speed of 110 kilometers per hour. The chief designer of the McLaren P1 hypercar was intrigued by the sailfish and started researching how it could achieve such high speeds. He had a stuffed sailfish mounted in the McLaren design studio. The team carefully studied the form, texture, and proportion of the specimen to develop improvements to the design of the P1 that would increase performance. At high speeds, the scales of the sailfish tend to generate small pockets of air, which eventually form a film around the fish, so that it essentially is swimming inside an air bubble. Since gas is not as dense as water, the fish has less friction and can swim faster. So, they took the same design of the scales, they shrunk them down, and they molded them into the inside of the ducts that lead into the engine. This increased the volume of air going into the engine by 17%, which is a huge benefit considering that the car needs large amounts of air to aid in combustion and engine cooling. When they were testing the P1, they were getting a lot of wind noise around the A-pillars. The problem was that when air traveled over and under the arm of the side view mirror, it created a noisy turbulence, which was not good for aerodynamics. And so they had a look at the tail of the sailfish and they discovered two bumps that have elongated teardrop shapes. And this shape adheres to the proportions of the golden ratio, which can be found all throughout nature. These bumps help smooth out the turbulent flow towards the end of the tail. So, the air pocket that is created when the sailfish swims at high speeds can rejoin to the water in a very efficient way. The McLaren designers applied the same type of bumps onto the mirror arm, and the wind noise completely disappeared. The designers also utilized biomimicry in the body of the car, stretching the outer surface of the P1 as tightly as possible over its mechanical components. They say this is similar to animals like the cheetah, where the skin of the animal is stretched tightly over all the muscles and sinews to reduce total surface area and drag. The McLaren P1 is a prime example of what happens when designers become inspired by nature and integrate these timeless solutions into their design language. The success of the P1 is in large part due to the designers studying and mimicking features of the sailfish and other fast animals like the cheetah and integrating these into the design of the car.